Hello, and welcome to Technology and Innovation Strategy. This is a specialized course for DBA students in the strategy management concentration. This course has been designed again. As you know, this is our policy. We try to keep up to date everything within a course, that's especially a DBA specialized course, so that it deals with today's issues and today's findings. That's why you will be able to understand what's happening today and what are the issues related to a particular field of study as it pertains to today's concepts and today's issues. So, with that said, in this particular new course, we're looking at sources of competitive advantage and the new production factors, and I mean mainly data and information, and to show how it has radically transformed the competitive dynamics of businesses, markets, and industries. And today, data is the most crucial raw material and source of competitive advantage in Industry 4.0 and its other various names such as Society 5.0, Smart Industry, and others, as you said, like Manufacturing USA and Made in China 2025. Now, what we're looking at is looking at general purpose technologies such as internet, IoT, VR, AI, digitization, smartphones, apps, GPS, cloud computing, you name it, and we'll be taking a look at that. And also, you'll be familiarized with the internet-based platforms, and I mean Google, Amazon, Facebook, Alibaba, Tencent, just to name a few, and then you become aware of how this pervasive, broad range industries are taking over and have highly disrupted the whole process of traditional strategy making. And that is what today we're all faced with. Now, I'm just look at the top five companies in the world, except one that is producing oil. I mean, namely Aramco of Saudi Arabia, which is really the nation. Uh, the other four are all new companies that were not in existence even 25 years ago. So we're looking at big data analytics. We're looking at what has happened and a new ecosystem, and that ecosystem, how it's going to be affecting strategy making. Now, it's important for you to have access to the book. This is a brand new book, 2020, and you need to be able to understand how to go about reading this. The book is not an easy book. Obviously, it's a specialized course. You do not expect to see an easy book. There are 14 chapters all in all, and except chapter 1 and chapter 14, which are introduction and conclusion, the rest of chapters are very dense. Supposedly, it's built upon what you already have learned. And that's why you need to keep in mind that it's a specialized course, right? Latest book, latest research, and latest development, right? So if you don't go about reading the material, it's not something you already have read somewhere, or you see it in the news media, or you sort of sit through it here and there. Now, this is a very important issue to keep in mind while going through this book, that everything is brand new, nothing out there. There is no other sources, no other places that one could find. So reading your book and reading the material is the only way, as far as I'm concerned, for you to be able to understand the quizzes, understand the material. Now, I mean, this is a famous saying by Socrates, that the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, but the illusion of knowledge. Now, I do suggest strongly for you to start early and keep on reading, and make sure that you put the 17 to 20 hours a week that is required for this course, so you'll be able to gain a fair amount of information. These are the type of information that if you have mastery over, it will help you in your dissertation journey. Also, it will be very useful for you because this is up to date. So all in all, we're focusing on the so-called platform ecosystem. And platform ecosystem is a new way of doing business. And this is a very new and rarely discussed concept. Therefore, you will be looking at this particular concept. And really, it's in line with what has happened because as you go through different industrial revolution from first, second to third, and now the fourth industrial revolution, for you to understand what is happening today and being able to digest the vast changes and disruptive changes that are uh, observable every aspect of the industry, you do require to have a good command over this particular field, namely the field of ecosystems. So please make sure that you do have access to the book. Now, do take a look at your syllabus and understand what you're expected to do. A pretty good introduction to the course is provided for you in the syllabus, so you know what you're supposed to do. Obviously, you will see what you will learn and what is our teaching philosophy when it comes to this particular course and what are your responsibilities. Also, book, as I said, is a very uh, recent book, 2020, not much material available. I have added this supplementary material here, and this is a book that was written by the same author, Nigel Walton, about the internet and technology-based ecosystems. This is a bit older, but still a very good book. So it's 3 years difference between publishing of these two different books. You will find this book very useful. Now, as you know, you are expected to participate on a regular basis in our research discussions. Four of these research discussions are group-based, and four, you do it on your own. Now, the ones that are group-based, obviously, you have until Sunday night to post your documents as well as your recording, and the ones that are on a personal basis. There is no video recording, and you're expected to post your first post by Wednesday night. And obviously, people have asked if we could have the class earlier, so we changed the class time to uh, earlier time. Now, there are quizzes. Keep in mind that's more than a grade point, 120 points, five multi-choice questions. These questions are directly either from the book or the lecture. Even if you're an online student, I strongly suggest for you to watch the lecture before attempting the quiz. Don't think quizzes are easy. There is no solution out there. The quizzes are the end result of what you see either in the book or in the lecture. So make sure that you're familiar with them. Now, the whole class revolves around you being able to compose a paper, the so-called final paper, where you start with a final paper proposal in which you determine its title, what you want to do, and keystone papers. Why do I say keystone papers and what do I mean by it? Is like you have to choose one or two or three papers that you want to build your idea. Why are you choosing this title? What papers have prompted you toward this particular topic? So you need to provide me with one at least, but three, hopefully, keystone papers that tells me you know what you're talking about, and these are the bases upon which you are building your title. No, these three or one to three keystone papers will be the primary backbone of your literature review. And obviously, then you will have to go to your so-called justification process on week 3. And week 4, you will be expected to give us a literature review, minimum 15 papers that are relevant and none older than 2018, unless you're trying to look at a perspective, a historical perspective that would require you to go to older papers. Anything that is relevant to the particular area has to be no older than 2 years old. So please make sure that you keep track of that aspect of literature review. I will be discussing this further. Then on week 5, you're expected to put your final paper draft, and that should be draft, and it says draft. And then based on this particular draft and the feedback I give you by the mid week 6, then you are able to sit down and finish your final paper and uh, create a PowerPoint and present it. I mean, it's not that difficult if you read and if you are with the class. Now, obviously, the class has been designed in such a way that you don't fall behind. Now, if you notice the way the weeks are set up, from week 1 to week 4, each week we cover 2 chapters. But then when we go to week 5 to week 8, the load is half. Why? Because by here, you need to be aware of what you need to read. And then by the time you get down to the final 4 weeks, I want you to have plenty of time being able to compose your paper and make sense of what you're planning to do. Now, hopefully, this has been helpful. And as I said, start early, start reading your book, and especially chapter 2 and 3, which we are going to be discussing on week 1, meaning this week. Please take a look at it and make sure that, because I will go over the concept of megatrends and technological trajectory and give you a good introduction on industrial revolutions and what happened in the last 250 years, and give you an analysis and highlights of how to look at technological development and look at the differences and the relationship of technological development and its effect on the so-called strategy making paradigms. Even though I will be looking in chapter 3 over all the schools, the 10 schools that are known in strategy development, and then we'll look at the issues related to other aspects such as the the prescriptive as well as descriptive school of strategy making, and tell you why some of them are no longer relevant. And obviously, in when we get to chapter 4, we get to the crux of the material, namely the effect of data, so datafication, data capital, big data analytics, and Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, and how they affect our strategic intelligence and strategic making paradigm. So hopefully you'll find this class you're liking. By the end of this class, you will learn so much that you will be amazed and how well versed you'll be when it comes to understanding the new paradigms in strategic and innovation management. So technological as well as innovational, or technology and innovation strategy management, is what this course is all about. I hope to see you either on live or online. Again, my suggestion, if you can afford to attend the classes, please try to do so. It'll make a major difference in how you manage the workload. Again, this is not easy, and it is assumed that you have a pretty good understanding of the issues related to strategy making, such as BCG matrix, such as variables, such as value chains of different form, and understanding how to go about strategy development. Here is where the new concepts come into the picture, and hopefully by the end of this course, you'll be one step closer to being able to compose the sort of dissertation you're hoping to compose. You take care, and I'll see you online or on live.